Hello, welcome to the News Broadcast Daily. I'm following today's headlines.
Minister Planning and Investment Bùi Quang Vinh talks about ODA management at National Assembly hearing. Phú Yên province is working on a research project to develop a brand name for its ocean-caught tuna. Musicians across the country are determined to help retain and revive the art of playing traditional instruments.
The management of official development assistant was one of the main issues that Minister of Planning and Investment Bùi Quang Vinh was questioned about at the National Assembly hearing on June 13.
Many deputies said that in the past, the management of ODA has had many shortcomings. ODA projects face cumbersome procedures, and some of donors' rules and domestic regulations even contradict each other. Regarding the management responsibilities of the Ministry of Planning and Investment, when Denmark announced it was suspending 3 ODA projects in Vietnam, Minister Vinh said that the ministry has worked alongside the other agencies concerned as soon as they have become aware of the situation. He explained that the Danish side said they had only suspended the projects temporarily for investigation, not put a stop to them. He stressed that if any misdemeanors are uncovered, the ministry will strictly enforce the law to regain the sponsors' confidence. During the Q&A section, Vinh replied to over 50 questions raised by deputies, including many on how to fulfill national socio-economic targets and future plans to raise funds for the country's development. Regarding growth in GDP, Minister Vinh said that in 2012, the GDP could grow by 6% if the country curbs inflation back to a rate under 10% and introduces measures to stimulate financial demand. On June 14 morning, the National Assembly's Q&A section continued with the Minister of Industry and Trade Vũ Huy Hoàng in the hot seat. Questions to the Industry and Trade Minister focused on the monopoly in the electricity and petrol sectors and measures for price stabilization. Minister Hoàng said, as the electricity and petrol sectors play a very important role in the national energy security, the elimination of monopoly should be conducted in a cautious manner. He presented measures carried out by his ministry to deal with inventory items and help businesses in the context of the global complicated economic turmoil.
Party General Secretary Nguyễn Phú Trọng hosted a reception on June 13th for Secretary of the Lao People's Revolutionary Party Central Committee, Chan Si Phô Si Kham, during his working visit to Vietnam.
The party leader expressed his pleasure at the growth of the special solidarity between the two countries. He affirmed that Vietnam will do its best to preserve and develop its special relationship with Laos for the benefit of both countries. Trọng also said he hopes that both commissions will increase the exchange of experience in party building and personnel training and work together in organizing celebrations of the Vietnam-Laos-Vietnam Friendship Year. Phô Si Kham informed his host of cooperative results between the two party central committees' commissions for personnel and organization. He affirmed that the commissions will cooperate closely to implement their agreements, making them bear fruit.
A delegation from Vietnam's National Assembly's Committee for External Affairs met with the Vice Chairman of Laos National Assembly, Sasomphon Phongviphan, on June 13.
Head of the Vietnamese delegation, Nguyễn Mạnh Tiến, informed his host of the outcomes of the meetings between his delegation and the Lao National Assembly's Committee for External Affairs and other state agencies. He said the meetings discussed their experience of organizing international conferences and overseeing the implementation of bilateral agreements. The two sides also agreed to cooperate closely at regional and international parliamentary forums. Sasomphon Phongviphan said he hoped both committees will set up bilateral cooperation, especially in personnel training. The meeting was part of the Vietnamese delegation's trip to Laos from June 11 to 13.
The Vietnam News Agency has funded the building of a house for the family of Barrow Titio of the Rackline ethnic minority group in the central province of Ninh Thuận.
Tio made a substantial contribution to Vietnam's revolution, and her son suffers badly from the effects of dioxin. The key to the new home in Jo Village, Manoi Commune, Ninh Sơn district was handed over to the family on June the 13th. The Vietnam News Agency, VNA, donated the 30 million dong needed to build the house. Over the years, the VNA's Fund for Agent Orange victims has been providing assistance in numerous forms to the victims in Ninh Thuận.
The capital city of Hanoi is working on expanding modern distribution channels of goods and retail services. The move aims to create a close link between producers and distributors, as well as with consumers.
Under a trade development plan by 2020 with the vision towards 2030, Hanoi will develop a network of commercial centers in combination with the city's urban master planning. The city will build shopping centers that meet international standards, self-selected shops and supermarkets at new urban areas. A number of markets with an area of more than 10,000 square meters each will be upgraded into main markets of districts. Meanwhile, small traditional markets with the current area of 2,000 square meters or less will be transformed into supermarkets, food outlets and convenience stores. Wholesale markets for farming produce located in the inner city will be moved to the outskirts with a larger scale. Hanoi plans to have 489 markets, 162 commercial centers, and 8 wholesale markets.
The central coastal province of Phú Yên is the cradle of ocean tuna fishing in Vietnam and has a substantial annual output. The province has recently started a research project to develop a brand name for its tuna.
The project will be conducted from now until May 2014 with a budget of nearly 1.5 billion Vietnam dong. More than 990 million Vietnam dong will be provided by the province, with the remainder being sourced from the Phú Yên Ocean Tuna Association and the local community. The project's objective is to promote Phú Yên ocean caught tuna as a big brand name both at home and overseas, as well as improving its quality. The province currently has over 7,500 fishing boats, including 800 that fish for ocean tuna.
Following the 6-day festivals of traditional musical instruments in early June, many people have expressed their concerns about how to preserve and develop the values of traditional musical instruments before it becomes a relic of the past.
The first of its kind held so far, the festival was to honor traditional cultural values. However, the organizers were disappointed at the low turnout, especially amongst young people. But numerous musicians across the country are determined to help retain and revive the art of playing traditional instruments before they disappear. As the number of musicians is dwindling, we have to pass down our traditional skills and cultural values to the younger generations and remind them of their roots. With such a diverse treasure trove of traditional musical instruments, several cultural values have been recognized by UNESCO as World Cultural Heritages, such as Huế Royal Court music and the gong played in the Central Highlands. The problem is how to draw the attention of young people in preserving the art of playing traditional musical instruments. We should honor the talented groups of musicians that play our traditional musical instrument with such passion and dedication. However, the responsibility does not just lie with the people who are engaged in protecting our traditional cultural values to attract larger audiences to performances of traditional musical instruments, that lies with the general public as it is a social responsibility.
And that is the end of the news today. Thanks for watching and see you next time.